Hello everybody. I hope this video finds everybody and their families well. The reason we're doing this video today is to give some insight and illustrate what happens with our COVID-19 field safety guidelines. We did do a video for the office to show how to get around the office. Well, this is more of a video to show what goes on at an actual job site. The job site we're at today is Fortinet. Our safety guidelines, our safety protocols were kind of built as we went through this COVID-19 outbreak, as things built. When the governor actually released construction to come back to work, all these protocols had to be put into place. And I'm proud to say that Bradley's been ahead of the curve as far as protocols and everything that's gone on. So I'm very happy and proud of that. But again, this is just to illustrate what kind of happens at the job site so people get a real feel for what it looks like on a job site these days during these times. The first thing is we have to go through a screening process on any job that we're on. Now this job happens to be controlled by the general contractor, DPR in this case, where you have to answer the COVID-19 screening questions. Here they have it electronically. They have a QR scanner which takes you to a link where you can get to our company, your name, and then you have to answer the COVID-19 questions. Once you've done that, you get your temperature taken and then you can move on to the site itself. Our protocols, our COVID-19 safety guidelines also have us doing that no matter where we're at. We could be on a job that we're working directly for the client and we don't have a GC in control of these things. We do it. So if you're on a job site that doesn't have a GC, you will be issued a thermometer and paperwork. We can do it on our iPad electronically to answer the COVID-19 screening questions. But it's the same thing. You go through a screening process prior to going on the job site, whether that's in the parking lot or in a loading dock, or a GC is controlling it. And you see in this video that the screening has little kiosks set up to screen people. Other companies might have a table in a loading dock or a table just outside the entrance to the building. So there's a little different variations, but everybody's the same. Everybody has to comply with these, and it's all about screening questions and temperature taking and so forth before they'll even let you on the job. And obviously that's to help mitigate the spread of the disease. We follow all the guidelines. Once we've gone through our screening, we also have sanitization protocols that we have. We want people to wash their hands as they're going onto the site. We also want them washing their hands, sanitizing when they get off the site. That is recommended by CDC, but once we've gotten our temperature, talked through questions, let's wash our hands as we're walking onto the site or as we get on the site. And if there is no hand washing stations or bathrooms available, please use your personal hand sanitizer. But just so there's a full understanding of what's going on, the governor released the construction back to work. And when they did that, the Bay Area counties also had oversight on the protocols that happened. And what they did is they pretty much come out and categorize construction in two categories. One is a small construction project, the other is a large construction project. The difference being the size and how many people are on the job. It's 20,000 square feet or greater is a large construction project. Under 20,000 square feet is a small construction project. But in doing that, health offices in each of the counties came up with their own protocols within those parameters. And I think all the counties did the exact same appendixes, which is Appendix 1B and 2B, 2B being the large projects. 1B being the small projects. But on those projects, the large projects, they have some stipulations in there that require that subcontractors, like ourselves on these large projects, have to have what they call an SCO, which is a safety compliance officer. You have to have one. It's usually our foreman, but on bigger jobs or any job, the foreman could designate somebody on the crew to be the safety compliance officer. But in doing so, that person is responsible to make sure that our crews are following all the safety protocols in relation to COVID-19. We do have our field safety guidelines that need to be posted on our job sites with the SCO's name and the name of the job. That person, again, is in charge of making sure everybody's following the protocol, filling out the proper documentation that goes along with that, and making sure sanitation supplies are readily available to all our workers. So, on these larger projects, the counties have also mandated that there's a JSAS, a job site accountability supervisor. It needs to be a third party, which on a big site, if we're working for a general contractor like this one, they're the ones that hire the JSAS. That person has to come out once every 7 calendar days, and usually they audit the job, make sure that everybody is complying with the COVID orders, and that they will visit with our SCOs, all the trades SCOs, when they audit the job. They don't always do it, but they could do it. But in that event, our SCO has to have the paperwork filled out showing that we're documenting it and doing the things we need to do to protect ourselves and others from the COVID-19. We have a checklist that's a living document throughout the day, so the SCO is in charge of that document, which tells you, it goes through all the morning disinfecting that you're talking about in your pre-task plan. It's basically a checklist all the way through the day that they monitored people wearing their masks, that they were social distancing, and that they were sanitizing and disinfecting their tools, and so on and so forth. Anyway, at any time, one of these JSASs can come to the SCO and ask to see that paperwork. So that's part of what the SCO needs to do. We are having everybody, no matter whether it's a large or a small project, doing these checklists, because we never know when this is going to change, how they decide what's going to be large and small. That could change, but if we're just doing it consistently throughout the entire time, we'll be ready in either case. So yeah, once we're on the job site, we've sanitized ourselves or washed our hands and got to our work area, we go ahead and we have to sanitize our tools twice a day, once in the morning and once at the end of the shift. We have bleach sprays and wipes to wipe down any of our tools. We also want to sanitize any of our work areas, i.e. if you guys have a table with prints on it or plan tables. Gang boxes, those need to be done twice a day as well, and that's, again, we have bleach solutions and sanitizing wipes, things like that are readily available at the warehouse and for your job. But twice a day we need to be sanitizing the gang boxes, the work areas, and then our tools. On a job like DPR here, everybody checks their tools out in the morning. They will sanitize their tools right at the beginning of the shift as they take them out of the gang box. They will go use them, and then when they bring them back and they put them back in the gang box, they will sanitize them again at the end of the shift and put it back in the gang box. On this job particularly, the apprentices are going around twice a day and sanitizing the gang boxes and work areas. Also, because we're working for DPR here, DPR has 4 individuals going around the entire day on a constant rotation, disinfecting all the common areas, which would be the stairs, the wash areas, the bathrooms, the break areas, so on and so forth. But we're responsible for doing our own. So there's plenty of sanitizing going on, and there are rules to that, twice a day. But the common areas get done more than that. Now we're on the job, we've done all our sanitizing, we're out working. The biggest thing is on these job sites is to maintain 6 foot of social distancing. We want to try to engineer out anything we need to do within 6 feet. If we can stay within outside of 6 feet, that's a level 1 face covering, and your regular safety glasses are fine. And then all the other PPE that goes with you, hard hat, gloves, things like that. If we have to, for any reason, get within 6 feet of each other, we must don a half-face respirator, and we need to have goggles and or a full face shield. But the goggles and the respirator are our protocol. So if we're going to work within 6 feet, you must be fit tested, and we will fit test everybody. So social distancing is what we want to do. You try to engineer out working together. It's not always possible, we understand that, but we do have the protocol in place for that. We have a couple rules outside of the job site, and one of them is carpooling. We are not allowed to carpool now in these times because you're breathing the same air. The only time people can carpool is if they come out of the same household. But other than that, there is no carpooling. That could change down the road, but at this time, no carpooling. The other thing is our level 1 masks are to be worn all the time. So we're calling it car to car. So once you get to the job site, to the parking lot, as you get out of your car, please don your level 1 face mask, get onto your job, and do your day's work, but don't take your face covering off until you get back to your car. Obviously excluding break times and lunch times, things like that. You obviously can take your mask off to eat. Just make sure you are social distancing. Everything that we do is social distancing and face covering. So when you're eating, or if you guys are having meetings, we're not meeting more than 10 people at a time. We make sure that we're 6 feet apart when we are meeting, or the foremen are having a stand down with you. Please, we're always 6 feet apart. Even when you're walking around, try to remain 6 feet apart at all times. That's kind of a mandatory thing. One other thing I wanted to emphasize is the sick protocol. If you are not feeling well or something's amiss before you even get to work, please do not come to work. That's the big thing is, try to take your temperature home if you have the ability before you even come to work, or if you feel anything's amiss, please don't come to work. The thing you want to do in those cases is, obviously contact your supervisor and let them know you're not coming in. And then the next step would be to contact Liz Hartman or Laura Massett in our office just to let them know what's going on, and then they'll open up communications with you to figure out what the next steps are. We just want to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe. In closing, I just want to say I hope to get everybody back. I know it's a whole new world out there. It's an adjustment for everybody. These protocols are put in place for your protection and the protection of others. I don't see it going away too soon, so it's something we have to get used to. But if you have any questions on any of this, or you need to be informed on anything specifically, please give me a call, Ken DeGrasso a call, Mark Yates or Eric Thompson are all available to answer any of the questions or walk you through any of our protocols that we have. And other than that, I hope you learn a little bit from this, and if you need anything, give me a call. Otherwise, stay safe, and I hope to see you back at work. Thank you.